In Zambia, land has since time immemorial been held under customary tenure until the 1960s when freehold and leasehold systems were introduced. Of the total land mass of the country, amounting to 752,614 square kilometers, customary land is estimated to be 94% and state land to be estimated at 6%. The role of traditional leaders in achieving the environmental protection agenda in the country cannot be overstated. The Center for Environment Justice, CEJ, with support from the Advancing Land-Based Investment Governance ALIGN Consortium and the Southern Africa Trust, facilitated a special caucus for traditional leaders to identify strong actions for environmental sustainability as a side event during the 2022 Third Environmental Protection Dialogue. The Third Environmental Protection Dialogue was held from the 13th to 14th of October 2022 at the Mulungushi International Conference Center in the newly commissioned Kenneth Kaunda Wing in Lusaka, Zambia. During the caucus, ALIGN Consortium representative Lorenzo Cotula made his remarks.
We've been working with partner organizations in Sierra Leone and a number of other countries in Africa and Asia, and we're here now because we're in the initial stages of developing project activities in Zambia. We strongly believe in collaboration, and so we are absolutely delighted to be able to collaborate with CEJ on the implementation of project activities. We are very aware of the important role that traditional leaders play in the governance of land, in environmental governance more generally, and we acknowledge the commitment of the present government to promote sustainable development in the country.
The local government and rural development minister, Honourable Garry Nkombo, highlighted government's commitment to environmental protection by officially opening the Traditional Leaders Caucus.
I would like to reiterate our government's position that we are indeed partners in development with you, your Royal Highnesses, and we would like to work under your watch, and that's the reason why it is extremely important that such interactions, such interventions, such interfaces with you, your Royal Highness, should be happening as frequent as possible so that we can move side by side together in managing the resources, the endowment that God gave us, whilst also looking at the welfare of our citizens, your subjects, who we collectively manage their interests and their aspirations.
Center for Environment Justice Management welcomed the participants.
There have been concerns as to whether these investments are effectively upholding socioeconomic rights, including land and livelihood protection and protecting the environment, particularly with growing pressures on Zambia due to the negative effects of climate change. Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished guests, sustainability is a key element within Zambia's governance structure, defined to include Zambia's supreme law, the Constitution, and Zambia's long-term development strategy, Vision 2030. The Constitution simplistically outlines the importance of balancing the need to attract investments to develop Zambia with the need to ensure the environmental and social sustainability.
And land rights expert Bruce Choma assisted traditional leaders in understanding more about the latest information on land issues across the country.
The best system that we should be promoting is actually customary land tenure. Because on state land we are borrowing land from the government. Under customary land, as long as I'm complying with the customary regulations and I'm in good standing with the community, that land will be held by myself, my children, and those to come in perpetuity without any restrictions. But we have not appreciated the thinking that has existed from time immemorial about how our land and its resources must be managed.
Legal expert Counsel Makwete Sishekano was clear on land issues from a legal point of view.
The increase in land-based investment is also driving neo-colonial land grab by foreign investors and governments. This process is facilitated by the role of national governments in acquisition of land for foreign investments. So if government is facilitating the acquisition of land, where is government acquiring that land?
Traditional leaders gave their feedback after the two presentations from the subject matter experts.
The chief has been vested with the responsibility to manage that land on behalf of the people in that chiefdom. So meaning that there is no one else who has the powers or authority to alienate land to anyone apart from the chiefs.
We have observed also in our discussions even with the government that there are certain quotas that feel chiefs are an inconvenience in the development of this country because they haven't found a better way of dealing with the chiefs. In olden days, yes, possibly they looked at chiefs as not educated, they cannot understand the policies that are there. But things are changing now. Chiefs are educated. They understand what a policy is. Now it has become a bit, even government is becoming jittery.
The certification or the customary certificates usually are done in the far-flung areas of Zambia, where most of our subjects do not understand. And most of the time, when it fits people, we are told that we are partners in development with the government. If we are partners in development with the government and the well-meaning stakeholders like the ones who have brought us here, we need them to help us to sensitize our communities on the land rights and even on this certification, because they don't understand. Neither do some of the Royal Highnesses understand.
Me, I was displaced in 1957-58, and I was taken to court. The case took almost 20 years. 20 years, not almost, 20 years. And the judge did whatever he did. We won the case together with the government. So land is very, very, very important.
When we looked at that land policy draft, it was not in our favor because we were not engaged, we were not consulted, we are not involved.
The Constitution still creates the aspect of state land and customary land. What does this mean? So there is need to rationalize, these things. What do they mean really? They are simply confusing us. Maybe that's how politicians are when they want to trick you. They bring in all sorts of things. So maybe with you as a legal and professional organization, can you untangle these things for some of us?
I cannot give you the license to go and cut trees in that particular area because that's a graveyard. But now since that one wants just to charge money for the license, to raise something, someone has walked in the office, that person will just sign and issue out that license, even somewhere where it's not even supposed to be given.
The Center for Environment Justice, CEJ, remains grateful to partners both local and international that made available financial support to ensure the successful hosting of the event. The side event enabled traditional leaders to have a caucus that helped them to brainstorm ideas on environmental protection and understanding the land-based investment governance in the country.
May I start by thanking all of you for the commitment you made and also for traveling from far-flying places to this place so that you come and witness the dialogue the chiefs are having and also get their contributions towards the environmental protection and the legal framework that governs environmental protection. And you see where, as the Royal Highnesses, we are lagging and see how best we can improve in those areas. I say thank you.
CEJ is of the view that Traditional Leaders Caucus is an opportunity to reflect on the country's targets.
How can we make sure that land-based investment do not only meet the statutory taxes, but can also meet the social and economical and environmental needs of the people that have hosted that investment? Chief, if I come into your area, I say I'm an investor, I set up a manufacturing company, and the people whom I'm building schools and I'm doing CSR, they are in Caucus, then what am I doing in your area? I'm just using your area to benefit other people. But then what we are saying is that land-based investments are important. But then in this meeting, we want to strengthen the way we've been doing land-based investments, because these investments, they finally come to sit in your chiefdoms.
For us, this is a very important meeting, especially that last year in the EPD, it was one of the recommendations that you requested to have a specific time to yourselves before the EPD, and we are so happy that we have fulfilled that request.
13 years ago, this institution was meeting on restaurant because it was just an idea. And down the road, it has become one of the strongest institutions in this country. I think and still believe and have a conviction that even at regional level, that our contribution has been so immense in working with our communities in various ways.
The Center for Environment Justice looks forward to years to come to brainstorm on how best environmental issues can be well managed in Zambia, Africa, and beyond. CEJ, our environment, our responsibility.